This is Queen of Life Tarot. Today I will be sharing my true story that happened to me. I will title this A Teenager's Successful First Time Spell. As a child, I believed in magic, not because someone told me it existed, but because it showed up for me before I ever learned to question it. I remember the first time I realized something powerful was at play. I stood outside, small hands clutching a dandelion puffball, the kind that looks like it holds secrets from another world. I closed my eyes and made a wish. It was a simple one, yet full of longing. I wanted to see my friend again, the one who recently moved away. As I blew the seeds into the wind, I watched them scatter like tiny stars across the yard. That same night, I repeated my wish upon a star in the sky, whispering it into the universe with all the quiet hope my little heart could carry. And then, the next day, there was a knock at the door. It was her, my friend, standing there with her family. They had come to pick me up and take me to visit their new home. Just like that, my wish had come true. Coincidence? Maybe, but that wasn't the only time something like that happened. I remember wanting a sibling more than anything. I was my mother's only child, and I would daydream about having a baby brother. Someone to laugh with, to grow up with. Again, I turned to the stars. I visualized his face, felt the warmth of that bond in my imagination, and wished with everything in me. Not long after, my mom announced that she was pregnant. And sure enough, she gave birth to a beautiful baby boy, her only other child, my brother. Moments like that taught me something very important. I didn't need a wand or potion to make magic. I was the magic. Through middle school, that energy found its way into my journaling and poetry. I wrote constantly. My notebooks were sacred spaces where I poured out thoughts, fears, dreams, and questions. Growing up in a deeply religious household, I also prayed. I talked to Jesus like a friend, as if we were sitting side by side having a conversation. Sometimes I'd ask a question out loud or silently in my mind, and something extraordinary would happen. The answers would come, fast and certain. My hand would start moving across the page before I even realized what I was writing. It felt like something else or someone else was guiding me. It was as if I was a vessel and my hands was the pen of the universe. At the time, I didn't think anything of it. But later, as I grew deeper into my spiritual path, I learned there was a name for this phenomenon: automatic writing. I haven't done it since those middle school days, but I'll never forget how natural it felt, how powerful, how intimate. In high school, my curiosity began to stretch beyond the pages of my journal. I was drawn to knowledge, especially the kind that felt ancient and mysterious. One day at the school library, I found a book on witchcraft, teenage witchcraft for beginners to be exact. My heart pounded as I checked it out, part of me knowing I was stepping into something sacred. I followed the directions carefully, taking each word seriously. I performed the ritual exactly as the book described. And wouldn't you know it, the very next day, my wish came true. I felt powerful, seen, connected to something much greater than myself. But that would be my first and last spell for a long time. You see, my mother, rooted in her faith and protective in her love, discovered the book and reacted out of fear. To her, anything spiritual that wasn't the Bible was dangerous, even demonic. So I tucked that part of myself away, sealing it off like a hidden diary, too risky to read aloud. Still, magic never really left me. I could feel things others couldn't. I could see spirits, shadows, and lights, whispers on the edge of dreams. I'd watch objects sway or shift without a breeze. Things would fall at just the right moment, as if answering me. I began to realize that my mind could move more than just thoughts. It could move energy, space, even matter. But for years, I didn't claim that truth. I kept it hidden, unsure of where it would fit in a world that wanted me to choose between tradition and intuition. And then one day, I gave myself permission to be both spiritual and mystical, to pray and to practice, to wear my truth openly and unashamed. I stopped asking for validation. I started honoring what I'd always known, that I am magic, that I always have been. Now, I look back on those childhood memories with awe and gratitude. The dandelion wish, the starry prayers, the unshakable knowing that the universe listens when we speak from the heart. I'm not here to convince anyone. I don't need to. This isn't about convincing. This is about remembering who I was before the world told me who to be, before fear tried to erase wonder, before shame tried to bury power. I was a girl with a dandelion and a dream, and I'm still her, just with a little more wisdom and a lot more courage.